Why does a simple jacket, a pair of boots, a plain white t-shirt, or even a subtle silver ring vanish from shelves within hours, sometimes minutes, after Jungkook is seen wearing it? This is not a coincidence, it is not random luck, it is not just fan hype. It is a phenomenon so consistent, so measurable, and so explosive that industry insiders have given it a name: the Jungkook effect. And the deeper you look, the more astonishing it becomes. The story begins with visibility. As a core member of BTS, Jungkook grew up under global spotlights. From sold-out stadium tour to record-breaking streams, his image has been broadcast across continents. But visibility alone does not guarantee influence. Many celebrities appear everywhere. Few can trigger economic tremors with a single outfit. The difference lies in connection. Jungkook's public persona balances power and vulnerability in a way that feels human. He is charismatic on stage, magnetic in campaigns, yet disarmingly sincere in casual live streams. When he shares a candid moment, whether it is a late-night singing session, a gym selfie, or an airport appearance, fans feel like they are witnessing something authentic rather than scripted. That authenticity is the ignition point of the Jungkook effect. Because when he wears something, it doesn't feel like advertising, it feels like personal choice. And personal choice is far more persuasive than a paid promotion. Take, for example, his collaboration with Calvin Klein. The campaign imagery was sleek, minimal, and striking. Jungkook in denim, Jungkook in monochrome, Jungkook radiating effortless confidence. Within hours of the campaign's release, social media exploded. Hashtags trended globally. Retail websites experienced traffic surges. Certain denim styles linked to the visuals disappeared from inventory across multiple regions. But here is the crucial detail: even outside official campaigns, when Jungkook casually wore Calvin Klein pieces, the same pattern repeated. That is not standard endorsement behavior. That is organic consumer reaction. Then came his association with Chanel, particularly within the beauty and fragrance sphere. Traditionally, legacy luxury houses rely on carefully curated mystique. Yet Jungkook brought a new energy: youthful, contemporary, globally connected. Suddenly, products associated with his appearances gained traction among demographics that luxury brands had long struggled to penetrate. It wasn't just about selling perfume, it was about reshaping perception. Young fans who once viewed luxury beauty as distant or unattainable began engaging with it as part of their cultural world. That psychological shift is priceless. And then there is Hublot. Luxury watches are typically marketed to established collectors or high-income professionals. Yet when Jungkook appeared wearing a Hublot timepiece, discussions erupted across fan platforms about craftsmanship, design, and price tiers. Younger audiences, many encountering luxury horology for the first time, began researching models and brand history. He did not just sell a watch, he introduced a generation to an industry. So what are the real facts behind this phenomenon? First, speed. The Jungkook effect operates at digital velocity. The moment a photo surfaces, fan communities mobilize. Fashion identification accounts analyze fabrics, logos, stitching patterns. Within minutes, purchase links circulate globally. International buying guides appear in multiple languages. Collective demand surges simultaneously across time zones. This is decentralized marketing power in real time. Second, emotional equity. Fans do not buy what Jungkook wears simply because it looks good. They buy it because it represents a shared cultural moment. When Jungkook wears a jacket during a memorable performance, that jacket becomes tied to emotion. When he appears in a hoodie during a heartfelt livestream, that hoodie becomes symbolic. People are not purchasing fabric, they are purchasing memory. Third, aesthetic consistency. Jungkook's style evolution has been remarkably cohesive. He gravitates toward clean silhouettes, strong monochrome palettes, and pieces that blend subtle luxury with streetwear ease. This consistency creates visual trust. Fans know that what he wears aligns with his authentic taste. There is no visible disconnect between brand image and personal identity. Fourth, global scale. Unlike many influencers whose reach is regionally concentrated, Jungkook's visibility spans continents. Asia, North America, Europe, Latin America, the reaction pattern remains consistent. A single image can activate purchasing waves across multiple markets simultaneously. Brands rarely access such synchronized global demand. Fifth, scarcity psychology. When fans see products selling out quickly, urgency intensifies. Even those who might hesitate feel pressure to act before items disappear. This creates a feedback loop. Each sold-out headline strengthens the narrative. Each narrative strengthens the next sales surge. The phenomenon sustains itself. But there is another dimension, one that goes beyond economics. Jungkook represents a generational shift in masculinity within fashion. He effortlessly merges softness and strength. He can embody athletic intensity in one campaign and delicate refinement in another. This duality resonates deeply with Gen Z consumers who reject rigid gender expectations. Brands benefit from that fluidity. Campaign storytelling becomes broader, more inclusive, more dynamic. And the influence extends beyond luxury. Even mid-range or streetwear brands experience spikes when Jungkook is seen wearing their items. Independent designers gain unprecedented exposure. Smaller labels sometimes struggle to restock after unexpected demand surges triggered by a single candid photo. It is not uncommon for brands to publicly acknowledge the impact. Industry analysts attempt to quantify the effect through engagement metrics, conversion rates, and earned media value. Yet even those measurements fail to fully capture the emotional force driving consumer action. Because at its core, the Jungkook effect is not transactional. It is relational. The relationship between Jungkook and his audience has been cultivated over years of music, vulnerability, growth, and shared milestones. That depth cannot be replicated overnight. It cannot be purchased with a single campaign contract. It is built through trust. And trust sells. There is also the element of unpredictability. Jungkook does not constantly flood social media with promotional content. When he appears, the moment feels significant. That rarity increases impact. Audiences pay closer attention because appearances are not oversaturated. Scarcity amplifies value. Fashion insiders now monitor Jungkook-related appearances as indicators of potential demand spikes. Retail teams prepare for inventory fluctuations. Social media managers anticipate trending waves. The industry in many ways has adapted to the rhythm of his visibility. Few artists command that level of anticipatory response. Critics sometimes argue that such phenomena are purely fan-driven hype, yet repeated commercial outcomes suggest otherwise. Hype without purchasing power fades quickly. The Jungkook effect persists because it consistently translates attention into action. And perhaps most intriguingly, Jungkook rarely positions himself as a fashion authority. He does not loudly proclaim trend leadership. He does not over-explain styling choices. He simply wears what resonates with him. That restraint enhances credibility. When consumers believe a style choice reflects genuine taste, influence multiplies. The phenomenon also reflects broader cultural shifts. Digital communities now operate as rapid response networks. Collective enthusiasm can mobilize faster than traditional advertising cycles. Jungkook stands at the intersection of music, fashion, and digital culture, where amplification happens organically. His impact is not confined to one demographic. Teenagers, young adults, even older consumers engage with his style. Luxury houses once skeptical about K-pop's longevity now view such partnerships as strategic necessity. Because the data speaks clearly. Traffic surges. Surge spikes. Inventory depletion. Repeat. The Jungkook effect has also reshaped how brands evaluate ambassador partnerships. Traditional criteria emphasized established fashion credentials or acting portfolios. Now, emotional resonance and digital mobilization carry equal weight. Influence is no longer measured solely by magazine covers. It is measured by speed of sell-through. And time after time, Jungkook delivers. But beneath the commercial triumph lies a simpler explanation: inspiration. Fans see in Jungkook a reflection of growth. From teenage trainee to global icon, his journey feels earned. When he experiments with style, it mirrors personal evolution. When he adopts new aesthetics, it signals transformation. Style becomes narrative. Narrative becomes movement. Movement becomes market force. That is the architecture of the Jungkook effect. Will it last forever? Cultural dynamics are always evolving. Yet the foundation, authentic connection, global reach, aesthetic credibility remains strong. As long as Jungkook continues to express himself through fashion in ways that feel genuine, the pattern is likely to persist.